Scaling your law firm doesn't have to be difficult. It's all about mastering a few key strategies, systems, and mindsets. Welcome to the Scalable Law Podcast, where we talk about how you can increase profit in your pocket and time in your calendar. My name is Carolee Fontanelli, and I have successfully scaled my firm so that it doesn't solely rely on me. Now I love teaching other law firm owners how to do the same. Let's transform your business starting now. Welcome to the Scalable Law Podcast. I am your host, Carolee Fontanelli, and it is awesome to be here chatting with you today. I have had a really busy week talking to so many law firm owners about their businesses, about their dreams, their goals, where they want to take their firms. And one of the things that stands out to me is that no matter where they are in their journey, they don't quite feel or think that they are good enough, or that they have done enough, or that they are making enough, or that they are successful enough in their firms. And I just want to let you know, if you are listening and you are feeling like that most people are doing the same sort of thing in terms of starting their firms, getting themselves up and out of their chairs and taking that big, brave move and step. That's a lot on its own. And then they are struggling with their law firm marketing. That is really, really normal. They are worrying about how to get people through the door, and they're worrying about leads drying up. They're concerned about there not being enough cash flow. They feel nervous about the future because they really want to make this work. They really want to be successful in their firms, and they're feeling like it's a real uphill push, but it isn't for everyone else, only for them. So I guess what I'm trying to say to you is, this is a message to let you know that we're all the same. And I get the privilege of talking to so many law firm owners, and I hear the same story again and again and again. Nearly an embarrassment or a reluctance to let me know where they're at. But like we advise our clients in the legal world as lawyers, you can't give advice unless you know the full story, and or at least decent advice that's specific to that person. And yeah, people are doing their best. And just by starting your own firm, you have already made an incredible step forward. You've already made a huge, big, brave move. And let me tell you, a lot of the people that I'm talking to, they have a lot of life going on while they are doing this. They are having babies. They are raising families. They are, having kids, or looking after their family financially and being the only sole earner in their household while starting a firm. So the pressure is real, and it's totally normal to be doing all of this with life going along beside your law firm. I think one of the things is that when we step up in our worlds, such as wanting to have children or having children, or thinking about how we want our future to look, it really does help us to make those big, brave moves when it comes to doing something like starting your own business. So if that is you, let me tell you, you are totally normal. You are not that much different from anyone else, and there is a whole group of amazing people waiting for you in Scalable Law. And I'm there as well. And I absolutely love catching up with everyone, getting to know their businesses, and really encouraging and being that cheerleader for you, as well as, of course, a coach, and mentor as to how you can get your firm revving and create that success that you have already always dreamed of. So that is my message today, because it's just on my heart that I really feel like there are many of you out there that really need to hear that. Now, I also want to talk to you about another topic today, and that is how to grow and attract clients using webinars. Now, you've all heard of webinars, and we've all probably been to a webinar. I have run many webinars for Scalable Law, but also for my law firm. So I wanted to talk to you today about how a webinar campaign can really help you with your law firm. Gone are the days where we can only rely on a handful of referrals based on our physical network out in the world around our law firm. Today, of course, the world is full of digital marketing, and a webinar is another form of digital marketing. And it helps us to really reach a lot of people as well as give a lot of value. The way that we can do a webinar in terms of being able to market our firm that way is by offering a webinar series which you host, say, on the same day every single week. Now, it could be that it's a series, or it could be that it is the same webinar run over and over and over. It totally depends on what your law firm offers and who your ideal client is. So you can really choose whether or not you're going to create one webinar or whether you are going to create a series of many webinars. But let's have a look at how hosting webinars can help you to attract clients and referrers. So let's delve in. So the number one reason is that running webinars does establish you as an expert in your field and as a thought leader. In the legal world, expertise 100% matters. You need to be seen as an expert and a leader in your industry. Otherwise, people are not going to know, like, and trust you, and they're not going to want to bring their really, really tough problems to your law firm. But by hosting webinars and pressing on those legal topics, and not only the topics, but the problems that you solve, the way that you can help clients to get from their pain point where they are now right through to the other side where they are no longer in pain, and you can help them with that transformation, that will really, really help attract the right clients and establish you as a thought leader and an expert in your practice area. So it's a really great way of attracting clients. It not only earns you respect from your peers when you're running webinars, but it also instills a lot of trust in potential clients or referrers who have clients that they can refer work to you. So number two reason to be running a webinar is that it does expand your geographical reach. As an individual person, you can only get to so many local events, whereas webinars break that boundary, and you are no longer bound by people coming to a lunch or attending drinks or attending a local, event. Webinars will allow you to reach beyond where you would ordinarily be able to reach, which is awesome because you can tap into different referrers. You can tap into a different audience in a different location. And these days in law firms, we're so fortunate living in a digital era because we are able to serve people from different locations and regions. So it allows us to have a wider spread of clientele across various locations, which is really, really awesome. The third reason that webinars are awesome, and it's something you should definitely look into for your law firm, is that it offers your potential client loads of value. Before someone commits to coming even for an initial appointment with you at your law firm, they often seek to find information and they want that value and assurance that you're the right person to go to. By offering a free webinar on a topic that helps your client to solve their problems, it not only educates them about their rights and legal processes, it also can make a significant difference to them moving forward and help them to make the right decision to come and get legal advice with you. The other thing it does is it provides them a no obligation platform. They're not going to feel like you're selling to them. So they really do then have the opportunity of getting to know you, like you, and trust you before they make that move. That's another awesome thing that webinars can provide. So offering loads of value to your potential clients. The fourth reason is that it fosters and builds relationships with not only potential clients, but also potential referrers. Webinars are certainly not just about broadcasting content. They're interactive. You can talk with your potential clients on the webinar. You can allow time for question and answer sessions, polls, and even get feedback from the people who are interacting with you in the webinar. So it's awesome the way that webinars are built, especially when you can do them on a product such as Webinar Jam. It really does help you to interact with your client in a really healthy way. And then it also can allow you to, in the interaction side of things, make an offer such as a free initial appointment or a paid initial appointment. And then the client is able to interact with you that way as well. So building those relationships is what is going to get you work. And when you are running a webinar, you can build a relationship one to many, which is really awesome. If you go out to an event, it's very hard to build one to many. You might get to network with one or two or three people in an evening or at a lunch event. Whereas with webinars, it's a much faster way of building those relationships and having lots of interaction with potential clients and potential referrers. The fifth reason is that webinars can really amplify your law firm's online presence. You can share your webinar on your website, you can share your webinar on your socials, and you can also create a webinar that is evergreen. What that means is that you can record it and it can be watched over and over and over and over. And if you do it right, it doesn't feel like a recording, which is really a great way to go, and people feel like they're live there with you, which is awesome. Now, when you do a webinar like that, you can have people going through the webinar at any time that suits them. They schedule it in just like they would if it was a live webinar. It's really a great way of doing it. And you can have a link on your website, and then people can watch information about your practice area or service or how you solve their problems at a time that suits them. And you don't have to keep showing up to the webinar a time and time and time again. You can just keep it as an evergreen. So we have done that as well. Number 6, you can gain lots of insights through analytics on your webinar. You can see how many people are showing up. You can see if they are taking up any of the offers that you have on there. You can see when they start to drop off the webinar. So it might be at 30-minute mark, or you might start maybe doing the sales pitch part and then they drop off. So it gives you the opportunity of updating the webinar and making it better and maybe more interactive so that people don't drop off it. And it really is a gold mine for law firms to help them understand which topics resonate with the audience most, and the best times as well to host webinars and other potential areas of client acquisition. So they're gaining the insights through the analytics through a webinar platform such as Webinar Jam will really, really help you. So if you have not already picked up on it, I use Webinar Jam. So in Webinar Jam, you are able to record a webinar, and then you're able to turn it into an evergreen. And then you're able to see all of those analytics, how many people are registering, showing up, what they're doing while they're on the webinar. So it's a really great way of seeing if you are actually getting clients from the webinar and where you might need to tweak it. The 7th reason that webinars are amazing is that they are really cost effective and easy to manage. So compared to a traditional, like old school kind of seminar or holding a lunch venue or something like that, where it's involved in booking a venue, paying for food and refreshments, travel, printed materials, etc., webinars are really, really cost effective, and they provide you a platform to reach a much larger audience at the fraction of the cost. This really does ensure a return on investment, which of course is really, really important when we are talking about marketing your law firm, because when it comes to marketing your law firm, we want to make sure that you are getting a really great return on investment when it comes to your client acquisition endeavors. We don't want to be doing all of this stuff and it not working, and we don't want it to be so expensive that you are not getting a good return on your investment. So the effectiveness and of the costs and management of webinars is just really, really awesome. So in conclusion, I would love to just run you through those so that you don't forget what they are. Webinars are awesome to leverage and attract clients for your law firm because they establish you as an expert in the industry. Number 2 is that they can expand your geographical reach so that you can get out there and reach out to more potential clients and referrers. They offer value to your potential clients and referrers as well. They foster interactivity and also help you to build those relationships in a much quicker way than if you were out networking. They enhance your online presence, and you can use the webinar as a evergreen, which means that you can have people watch it over and over again, and you can share your webinar on all sorts of platforms, which is really, really awesome. Webinars are awesome because you can gain really great insights through the analytics. And of course, they are cost effective and easy to manage, which makes them really great as well. So I encourage you to have a look into doing a webinar for your practice area. Next up, we will talk about exactly what you need to be putting in the webinar so that you are not wasting your time, because there are a whole lot of formulas when it comes to creating a webinar to make sure that you are doing all of those things, building the trust, and then actually getting clients through the door with your webinar efforts. So let's talk about that in the next podcast. In the meantime, if you would love to book a call with me, I am taking calls. You can hop on over to my website and you can get a link there. You'll find a Calendly link. I'm taking bookings and doing strategy calls with law firm owners to talk about how we can reach some of your goals in the next 12 months. I've absolutely loved getting on calls with clients this week. I've learned so much, and I'm really excited to be welcoming more and more people into the Scalable Business Lounge. So if you want to do that, head on over, or you can always hit me up on LinkedIn or on Instagram. I'm over there as well. Well, I hope you're having a great week, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you all my insights on how to create the best webinar so that you can sell your legal service through the means of a webinar. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to the Scalable Law Podcast, brought to you by the Scalable Business Lounge. If you would love to know how you can get more clients without relying on referrals, head over to scalablelaw.com to watch my free masterclass. Until next time, you have got this.